Morning, everybody. Thursday morning, Run 2 Gun reps, 5:35 a.m. We're rocking again today, and you know why, because this year is about doing it differently, right? And that's what we've been covering. Ways and processes and things that you can apply, that we can apply together and encourage each other to do it differently this year. And as I was preparing for this morning's on Wednesday afternoon and Thursday, I was a little unsure. I had a subject I was going to touch on, but I had some stuff pop up again a couple different times, so I adjusted today's message a little bit to this thing that kept popping up for me. And it was really funny because as we grow and as we continue to do things as we're self-developing, it really comes down to just being able to go into your thoughts a little deeper, and having that self-awareness to have to evaluate those thoughts. And so as I had another meeting yesterday with somebody that I'm going to be doing some business with here and some partnering up with, and we're talking and we're going about it, and I actually had the same thought a few weeks ago, and it popped up again yesterday, and we're making these moves, right, for this business move, and I catch myself making these, like, very subconsciously, and I'm doing it like this positive way where I'm playing it off that it's not a self-limiting thought. So I'm not going to give you the exact example, but I'm going to give you a way that I've done it in the past, because if I give you the exact example, it's going to give away the secret announcement I'm going to do later this week. But ways that I've done it in the past was I would start a boot camp, and I'd be like, oh yeah, like I could probably get like 8, maybe 10 people to sign up for this. So instead of being like, no, I have room for 15, I'm gonna get 15. And so I was already applying this like self-limiting thought. I was already constructing my own ceiling of how abundant that could be. And I found out that I really was digging deep into this, and I actually been doing it for years in prayer as well. So I'd be praying at night, and I'd be like, I just pray that, all of our needs are taken care of, right? That our needs are met. And I've definitely had that prayer answered, for sure. I've never been without. I've never been able to not pay my bills. I've been close. I've had to work my butt off to make sure of it, but I've never been without. But I've always prayed for that to be that. But then I started really thinking and digging deep into that prayer, and I'm like, am I like self-constructing my own ceiling and limiting what God can do, and actually how great and powerful He is, just by my own prayer of just, hey, I just want enough to make sure I'm good, and honestly doing that in a non-greedy way, which is fine, and it's great. But like, who am I to put a limit on what God can do in my life, or what God can do in your life, because of we're trying to be humble in that sense, versus, hey, praying for the business to do really well and to be abundant, so I have the opportunity to do greater things and be a brighter light for you, right? Like, why am I putting that self-limiting thought? So something to be very aware of as we're going, like, are we self-sabotaging times of excellence just because we're playing it off, and we're thinking in our head we're being humble by just having enough to get by, versus these things that we could really be accomplishing and doing by having more abundance and more success there, right? And as long as our alignment is right, and as long as our head is right with what we want to do with the abundance, it's all good. So I mean, even and I hit this Bible verse too, which is crazy because it just like more affirms it. Was in John 10:10, it says, "The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come so that you may have life and have it to the full." Well, you guys, the devil's the thief, and he's the one that's trying to kill our dreams and steal our motivation and our empowerment and destroy our lives, right? So we don't have abundance in our life. But then it says, "But I have come," well, I as God, "so that you may have life and have it to the full." Right? God wants us to have a great life, you guys. That doesn't mean he's promising a life without struggle, because he promises us struggle, but he wants us to have an abundant life, right? He wants us to be abundant. And so for me, I'm not praying for enough to get by anymore. I'm not going to do it because I'm capping myself. I'm putting a ceiling on my life by praying that. And I'm trying to put God in a box, and you can't do that, right? Who am I to think that I can put God in a box and what he can do and what he can accomplish and the works that he can do through me or through you, right? Totally epic. Totally and awesomely epic, you guys. And when we have that language and that talk of hey, maybe I can get 10 people to sign up for this, maybe I can get 8 people to sign up for this, instead of the talk of, no, I'm gonna max this out, and then you're gonna pray about it and you're gonna max it out, not constructing a ceiling over your head of what you can accomplish, because it's not up to us. And once you can figure that out, and once we figure that out, man, abundance. You guys, we can do this. We can have a great week. We can be encouraged because we have excellence. We're planting seeds so that we can bear this fruit, you guys, and it's going to be epic. But as we're going, we have to keep adjusting these thoughts, right? We have to keep training our thoughts and training our words to align with how we're trying to live our life. And not even how we're trying to live our life, how we are training to live our life. Let me correct myself. So we have to adjust these thoughts. We have to adjust our language to how we are training to live our life. Otherwise, we're not doing it differently this year. And that's what we've committed to, is doing it differently this year so we can accomplish our dreams, our ambitions, and our goals. So let's go, you guys. Check out John 10:10. I know it'll connect with you. It'll empower you, and it'll give you that hope and that connection today. So have an awesome rest of your Thursday. You know, us Midwesterners, we like to say, stay warm out there because it's cold. It's negatives. So you have to say that every time you log off of anything or drop an email, right? Have an awesome day, you guys. Let's crush it. Remember, we're doing it differently. Let's go. See you later.